Hey, welcome Rogue World Entertainment, and Welcome to Derry has just finished its first season. It's now confirmed that, there will be a second season, and apparently a third season, that they've already commissioned 2 more, so that'll be interesting to see what they do there. But Andy Muschietti has now come out to talk about Chapter 1 and 2, because apparently people have asked a particular question about those movies, which he is now confirming is a possibility, and it's a supercut of the 2 movies. So in other words, let's put the 2 movies together, so it's Chapter 1, Chapter 2, all in one go as a giant supercut. Now I don't know whether the idea would be to release it on the big screen. I don't think that would be possible really, because you'd be looking at over 4 hours, and do you stop it in the middle for an intermission or what? I don't know. But let's have a look at this, because a supercut version of this would be cool to have, especially in a Blu-ray collection or something. So it says, as the TV prequel Welcome to Derry nears its season 1 final, at this stage it's done, creator Andy Muschietti has started teasing another expansion of the universe. The director isn't talking about season 2 of the HBO show, not yet anyway, but he has confirmed a rumor that's been circulating since the movies were released in the late 2010s. For years, fans have theorized about a supercut that combines the 2017 and 2019 movie chapters of Now, Muschietti says it's possible. Ahead of Welcome to Derry's wrap-up, the director and his sister producer Barbara Muschietti held a live Q&A session on Reddit to answer questions. Most praised the creative duo for delivering such a rich expansion of their version of the Stephen King classic. Others went beyond, digging for more. One of the fans thought to ask Andy about the movies, specifically the supposed supercut, which in theory has a running time of more than 6 hours. So that's definitely not getting put on the big screen. The question regarded an extended cut that merges and Chapter 2 in one seamless expansion with hours of unused footage. The director's answer makes it clear this is something he's thought about. So his answer was, yes, still a big dream of mine. Since we've been involved heavily in this show, we hadn't had time to execute it, crossing fingers. So he is saying we are probably working on this. It's just right now we were working on Welcome to Derry, so we couldn't focus on doing that. But now, of course, season 1's finished, so they would have time before season 2. So after it performed well at the box office, the Muschiettis decided to expand on Stephen King's epic story for TV. The result, the prequel Welcome to Derry, is a superb tie-in to the movies that not only brings back Pennywise as portrayed by Bill Skarsgård, but adds eternal depth to King's complex mythology. Season 2 already feels like it should be a foregone conclusion, and it's all because the Muschiettis have gone all in with the first season. Welcome to Derry is pure nightmare fuel. Now, we do know that there is now meant to be a season 2 and possibly 3. So the series has also stuck the landing when going for unexpected twists and turns. The pilot episode shockingly ended with the deaths of several main characters, and the penultimate episode, The Black Spot, proved that no one's safe in the Derry of 1962, and he addressed the several unexpected losses in season 1 and answered the following when asked, how tough is it to write out and film the death of a popular character, especially if it's one of the super talented child actors? So he said, there are different ways to tell the same story, each with a different level of emotionality. I personally enjoy being moved by films. I love to cry in front of a screen. The death of Richie was important for us to create a tragic love story that was going to touch people's hearts in a way that a happy ending would have not. In the case of the movie theater massacre at the end of episode 1, It was more a case of shocking the audience into the idea that no one in this world would ever be safe, creating engagement for unpredictability, which it most certainly did that. The idea that this supercut idea could happen, and that it wouldn't just be the first two movies, it would be this extended cut with scenes and unused footage. So that's interesting, and it would end up making the whole thing 6 hours long. Now, it's interesting nobody asked the follow-up question, or that he didn't expand on it, saying like whether the idea would to try and put it onto the big screen, or whether they would focus for HBO Max, or just release it as a special edition Blu-ray or something. I'm surprised that question didn't come up and wasn't answered. I personally would absolutely love to get it on Blu-ray. Of course, you're talking about sitting there for 6 hours to watch it, so it's not like it would be something easy to get through. So what way would they do? Would they break it up? Obviously you couldn't, because that's the idea of it being a supercut, but I'm talking about for your Blu-ray and stuff. Would it be like broken up onto 2 discs or so? Because they might have to. It might be too big to actually fit onto the one disc. We don't know. Personally, I would like to see it. At this stage though, I wonder if right now they would try and do something where they're going to add in Welcome to Derry in the sense of kind of a collector's box set. You know, get your season 1 of Welcome to Derry, and in the box set you'll also get this supercut of it chapter 1 and 2 that is over 6 hours long. And then of course, what kind of special features would you get into that and stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting. It's also going to be very interesting to see where exactly they go with the Welcome to Derry series, being the fact that, I even talked about this in a review, that they set up that Pennywise can pretty much go forward or backwards in time, and they were kind of hinting and setting up the idea that they're going to go backwards, which I think could be interesting as well, depending what you do with it and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what comes of this, because yeah, from everything we're seeing, obviously the 2 films were incredibly well received and successful. The show has been incredibly well received and does seem to be quite successful. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where and what they do with this franchise, and what happens with this supposed supercut that is going to have unused footage. I think that's interesting, unused footage, because that's the question of, do they have to go back and shoot that again, or is it stuff that it's usable, they just didn't use? That'll be a question, because that would be the case of, the only way you'd get it would mean they'd probably have to spend some money on it. So we'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Would you love to see a 6-hour supercut of it chapters 1 and 2? Of course, what did you think of Welcome to Derry if you checked it out and all that stuff? Do let me know. I think it's interesting and I wouldn't mind seeing it. So let me know what you feel. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.